Well, welcome to Halloween week, day 5. We're almost there. We've almost made it 7 days.
Almost.
We were late we didn't get a video up on Wednesday, but we're doing double uploads today, which is Thursday, and that will make up for our Wednesday upload. We had a very hectic Wednesday. Jean wasn't feeling well, and then...
It was not migraine to the max. Very ill.
And then Moo, I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep at all that night, the night before. But I was feeling okay. I wasn't sick, but still tired. Then Moo, we were talking back and forth to the vet a few times to get his issues figured out. He is home, and he is doing much better. He's back to his old self. His old self. He has his bandage on yet. We have to take his bandage off here in a couple hours. He had his paw shaved where he had his IV. It's hanging off because he was chewing on it, but he's doing much better. He's eating and drinking. He's doing good, huh?
He's doing a lot better, yeah. He's back. He's back to the old Moo.
He says, let me alone
and there
now.
he goes.
Stink eye. Stink eye's back. For today's video, we're just going to keep it kind of simple today, since we're still getting back into the groove, and then tomorrow and Saturday we'll have funner videos, more funner videos for you guys. And so today we're going to do Halloween tag questions all about our favorite Halloween things.
You know, I didn't even really go over this list, so this is going to be a little raw.
Yeah.
Might take a little more time. I might pontificate a little more.
I can't imagine
we'll try not to.
I cannot imagine him pontificating any more than he already does, but that's possible. Luna is over there going crazy. So if you hear things crashing,
she's into everything
all at one time.
She's literally omnipresent.
Do you want to get her and show her before we start? Our little caramel cat. We're calling her our little caramel cat because she looks like caramel.
She looks like someone stepped on s'mores.
Someone stepped on a s'mores.
Come on, girl. Come here.
She is in super play mode right now. She is obsessed with her daddy. She loves Gene. She comes running when she hears him talking. She snuggles with him. She plays with him. She's a daddy's girl.
Yeah, she is. I'm alright with that.
Can you look at the camera?
What is that up here? What is that? You always think it's over there. It's over here. Hi. Hi. Yes.
They're Moomy.
Up close shot.
Look in the mirror. Look in the lens.
The mirror.
Yeah, look in the mirror.
And she wants to.
Yeah, she's gone.
Let's go play. Go do.
My brother's
things.
home. My brother's home.
And she's back to chewing on the plant.
Hi, Moomy. What you doing, love?
Can only do so much. Can only control them so much.
Right. All right, let's get started with this Halloween tag.
How many questions are there? 10.
There are 10 questions.
All right. First question is, what was your favorite Halloween costume you've worn? Go.
I can't remember how old I was. I was just young, 8 or so. And my mom made me into they called them back then a charwoman. I'm not sure what that means. It's like a cleaning lady. Kind of like, probably most people won't know who this is because you're younger, but Mama's family, Mama, she had her socks rolled down around her ankles. She had a long, dirty skirt, not dirty, but a long skirt on. And then my mom put a gray wig on me and with a little cap. And then I had a bucket with a mop, and I looked like a little cleaning lady.
Well, that's cute.
That was my favorite.
That's cute.
Yeah, I like that.
What year did you wear that?
I was probably 7 or 8.
For mine, I don't really remember too many costumes when I was little. I only remember 2. One was a mummy. We cut up a sheet and wrapped it around. Pretty basic. Another was Frankenstein. My favorite was actually when I was an adult, and it's like a demon. It's like actually my favorite. But you know, there was one that has like a chrome face. A lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. So it has like a chrome face, a black cape. It's easy to hide in, easy to conceal. All you have to do is just cover up the face with your cape and you're all blacked out in the night. And reveal the face, and it's like the brightest thing in the night. So that was actually pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can tell you the costume that I hated the most. I was in first or second grade, and my mom and dad got the bright idea that I should be a gift, like a present. So they actually got me boxes, like a big box for my body, and then a smaller box for my neck, and a smaller box for my head. And they cut holes for my eyes, armholes in the big box, and my dad put contact paper on the box, and I had to walk around as a gift box. I hated it because you couldn't sit down.
That's pretty cute.
I was afraid of falling and being like that person with the legs and arms flipping all around.
We talk about the little kid off of Christmas Story.
Yeah, they couldn't get up.
Yeah, he fell over. He's like a ball of jackets and coats.
Hated that costume.
That's funny. So the second is, you want to read it?
Sure. Until what age did you trick or treat? I think I was until like the 8th grade, the end of junior high. So what was that, like 13, 14?
That was pretty much about the age for me. I guess I was about 12. I was about, actually, I guess about 10 or 11, and skipped a few years of my preteen, and then I started getting interested in it again at 14, 15, but then it didn't seem very cool. Like, uh-oh, I'm too old. I'm interested, but I'm like too old.
That's usually, I think, probably about the median age for it.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
All right, number 3.
Do you like horror films? Which one is your favorite? I'll answer that first. Horror films for me is a hit and miss. Yes, I like them, but every time I watch it, I get freaked out and I don't like it. Especially if it's something that's like paranormal, spiritual based. It bothers me. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hungry for it. I'm interested. I want that fright or that adrenaline. But then once I start getting into it, it's like I start to get haunted, you know, and I just don't like it. I don't like what I feel. I don't like it. Now, gore, I can handle. So I think there's like 2 types of people, horror film people. Either gore bothers one set of people, or there's the paranormal, which bothers the other set of people. And the people that aren't bothered by one is bothered by the other, and vice versa.
Right.
I'm not bothered by gore. I can watch Saw, Freddy Krueger, Jason. Freddy Krueger is weird because that's kind of spiritual based, so that kind of wigs me out. So, I don't know. It's a real hit and miss with me. What is my favorite? Poltergeist was really cool back in the day. However, it bothered me, especially the clown.
Yeah.
Saw is pretty cool. The gore, the way they have it all set up is pretty ferocious. That's, pretty fun to watch, I guess. It's trash. It's absolute garbage, but, I guess that's all I've got for that. We did try to watch Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Ain't doing that again.
No.
It's just weird.
We got some very bad vibes from that movie.
Yeah, bad vibes. So, do you have a favorite horror film?
I do, but mine is one of the...
And do you like horror films?
I love horror films, but my favorite is Saw. I didn't care for much for the other Saws, like that came after the original, but the original Saw was my favorite. I love that movie.
Yeah, the original is good. It starts out well.
But I'm also with you. I love Poltergeist. Any kind of haunting, The Conjuring. It was kind of horror.
I don't remember that. I don't think
The
I've
House
seen it.
on Haunted Hill.
I think I've seen some of that.
Those are some of my favorites. All right, so question number 5 is, what is your favorite Halloween song? I guess, I don't really know too many, but I guess the old typical Thriller by Michael Jackson would have to be my favorite Halloween song, because I really don't know any others. I mean, I'm sure if you would name them, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a Halloween song, but
That's a good one. That's the only Halloween song I know of. Like, seriously, there's Halloween music? The only Halloween music I remotely know of is the weird circus type, you know, kind of weird sounding stuff.
Like funhouse kind of
Funhouse
music.
type stuff. Yeah. But I, you know, it's not like I'm gonna be like jamming that in the car or something.
All right, number 6 is for you.
6 is, have you ever played Ouija board? Absolutely not. No, never will. Never have, never will.
I have when I was a teenager, but I will never do it again. I think those things are very dangerous, and without knowing it, you can open the door and open portals to evil and unkind things to bring in. Even if they aren't unkind and evil, you can usher in spirits that can get trapped here. That's just my belief. Unless you properly know how to guard yourself and to open and close. But I still would never play with it again.
Even then, it seems to carry, I mean, I don't know. It has a lot of negative energy on it. It has negative, it seems to really, with people's experiences with it, it's negative. You know, it's not white, it's black.
Very.
Yeah, something is very not good about it. And anyways.
All right.
What does Ouija mean, anyways?
I do not know.
I looked that up one time. I forgot. But
let's look it up right now, want to? Okay, so we just Googled what it means. And Ouija means, the name Ouija comes from a rooming house in Baltimore. But the name was coined by Helen Peters, a medium, who was using the board with her brother-in-law, Elijah Bond, one night in 1890 in Baltimore. When she asked what she should call it, the planchette spout out Ouija.
The who?
The Ouija.
The who spouted out?
The planchette.
What is a planchette?
That's the little thing that moves around the board.
Oh.
Which told her,
Maybe it's a
which
spirit.
The board also told her meant good luck. I don't believe that. I think it was lying to her.
I don't know. Well, if any of you guys have any intel on Ouija, let us know. That'd be interesting in the comment section.
All right, number 7 is, what was the creepiest thing that has ever happened to you while you were alone? All right, number 7 is, what is the creepiest thing that has ever happened to you while you were alone? Do you want to answer that one first?
I think we've already covered that in the last video, really. But alone, that's the real question here. When I was alone, yeah, I had that poltergeist type activity with the things that were moving in my room. How about when I was alone with somebody? That was alone enough. And when I was swimming at a boat ramp when I was about 8 years old, I was gonna tell this story in the last video, or 2 videos ago, but I needed to shorten it up, so just go ahead and tell it this time. This is one of my most horrific times in my life. I actually really dissociated, and I only remembered this. I came back to my mind that it happened. It was a real life event to me about this last year, actually. Think about a few months ago, which is interesting, which told me I really dissociated from this event. But I was swimming with friends, and then all my other familiar friends left. They went back home or whatever. I decided to hang out with this older kid. He was a boy. He was probably about 12 when I was like 9. So that's a huge age gap in those ages. He's much more bigger, powerful, like the big brother type. And somebody you might look up to and whatever. Much older, much more developed. For whatever the damn reason, whatever came over him, some murderous, vengeful spirit that started manifesting through him, he started taking me and pushing me underneath the water over and over and over and holding me under the water several times. And then as soon as I started trying to get back up, he'd push me back down. I was getting to the point where I was wearing out and starting to almost suck in the water, but my throat would still close up. And so at that point, I mean, he was very confusing to me. I didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't know why. And it's almost like you start to question who that person is and who you are. Like, what did I do to deserve this? And who is he to be so freaking evil to try to kill my ass or killing me, because that's what's going through my head. I'm gonna die. Yeah. Finally, he let up, and I came up, and that's when I was just, you know, out of it, out of wind, and just started. He just let me go. I just went back to the shore and just went home. That was weird, and my most scariest time of my life, I could actually say.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
For me, this most scariest moment I had when I was alone, it was actually the story I already told about my closet door, the faces changing on the door. The door has quite a few faces, and quite often it changes patterns and faces. And a lot of times you can see some not so nice faces in the door. And I started seeing that when I was alone. Gene's also seen it since he's been here. But it started happening when I was alone. That's very freaky. Mm-hmm. He used to tell me when he'd be on the phone with me, he'd be like, call maintenance and have them take down the door. And I'm like,
yeah, just take the
door.
Take the whole door out.
But yeah, that's the most creepiest thing that's ever happened to me when I've been alone.
And there was another time when you shared that when you were staring at the door, that you saw it literally shapeshift right in front of your face. That's like a full-on manifestation. It shifted as I was looking at it. Yeah. And I thought maybe it was the sun, a shadow, but I went over and put my hand on the door, and like my hand didn't have a shadow on it. It was actually in the door. So that happened. All right, number 8. Do you believe in the supernatural? Yes. I do too. I very much believe that there is another realm, and we are just in one realm, and when we pass, our energy just moves on to another realm. Yeah, there's just too much evidence, way too much evidence. And our own power is experienced within the supernatural. We are spirit beings having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience. Right. Also, you know, that's why they call it supernatural. It is natural, but it's beyond what our 5 senses can really detect. And when you think about it, we are energy. Our whole body is just made up of energy. Yes, science. And just because our body stops working, our energy doesn't stop. It just shifts to another state of being. Exactly, yeah. That's what I believe. A lot of evidence there. Yes. Let's see. Number 9. Number 9 is, are you superstitious? I don't know. You? Yeah. I don't know. How do you actually define superstitious? I mean, I think it's kind of like giving something power that in the natural mind should not have any power, like reasonable, like a black cat, you know, crossing. Or step on a crack, break your mother's back. It should have no real validity, but it has validity in the mind. I don't know. Alexa, define superstition.
Superstition is usually defined as a belief or notion not based on reason or knowledge, in or of the ominous significance of a particular thing, circumstance, occurrence, proceeding, or the like. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for superstition. That covers it, Alexa.
I guess I am kind of superstitious. I tend to believe things that can't be proven, but are logical to me.
Can you name something? Give an example? Or is that TMI?
No, it's not TMI. I don't know. Oh. I don't know.
It's fair enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going to go with it. I don't think I'm superstitious, but who knows? I might be without even realizing.
Right, exactly.
Because there are a lot of fears that our souls harbor and what makes up our psyche. However, no, generally I'm really not superstitious. It's a ladder, a mirror, a black cat.
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
No. I know, I just remembered a superstition that I have that probably most people don't believe, and it was like a thing that happened in my family. There was an old wives' tale that if you were born with a veil over your face, that meant you were psychic or you had some kind of gift. My grandmother my grandmother was born with a veil over her face. And when I say a veil, it's kind of like a film, kind of like a skin, a very thin skin, and it was just over her face. And that's what it meant back then. I don't know if it still happens to this day or not, but that's what happened to her. Also, sticking with my grandmother, she heard 3 knocks at the very moment that her grandmother passed away. So I've heard that 3 knock thing. When things come in threes, it means bad. Something bad's gonna happen. In that case, it was definitely something bad that happened. So I guess in a way that those things I do believe in, because I do believe that it happened, and I believe it. So I guess it would be a casing, depending on what it is.
Right, yeah. But generally,
No.
no. So...
All right, number 10. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? No,
Yes.
I have not. I have not.
Yeah, I told my story in that other video, so,
Oh, okay.
you know.
And
I did see something, for those of you who did not watch that other video. Which video was that? Day 3?
Our supernatural stories, yeah.
Yeah, Tarot and Terror.
Yeah. So you should go back and watch that.
And I would never suggest to play that, or anything, you know, like that. It's just, I don't know how those things have power, but they do. And I had a bad experience with it.
So there you go. That wraps up our Halloween questions. If you stick around, there will be some funny bloopers and outtakes, including how the paranormal happened in our apartments.
Yeah, what conjured that poltergeist type situation?
So stay tuned and you'll see that, plus some other little bloopers that we have done this week, things that haven't worked out or we've oopsied on. We blooper quite a bit. All right, that wraps up day 5, and we will see you again tomorrow for day 6.
C'est la vie.
Bye, everyone. We have to intro the video though.
Okay, yeah.
Ready?
All right.
Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of Halloween week.
Alright, I don't know what character to be.
Alright, I know my character. Ready?
Hold on, my nose has got to be blacked out more. I'll catch this thing on fire. Where in the hell is the black? Where's the black?
I don't know.
Mystery story. And it's about the Candyman, 1974. You don't know shit about it, do you? That's perfect.
It's good to me.
I bet it is. Well, I think that's a wrap.